Good morning, peeps. I, like everybody else, am cooped up and confined. Don't have much to do, as usual. But I'm used to it. Nobody else is. Been doing a lot of thinking, a lot of talking with my wife, Alicia, about the situation, what's going on, this COVID thing. And it's really put things in perspective for what mankind can now do. As really the way I see it, mankind gasps for his last air, his last breath, literally. So here's some things that I've thought about rebuilding after Corona, because I'm hopeful we're going to survive this, come out of it alive. Here's some very important things, though, on the rebuild. This is now a time, an opportunity has been given to the United States to now clean its own house. I know the United States always wants to set up new markets in places like China. A lot of people there, a lot of money to be made. But you can't go start a new market in another place when you've neglected the markets in your own home. And here's what I mean. The future of this country, the United States, can be great. And here's how. Instead of ghettos, like the ones found in Detroit, Louisiana, New York, usually filled with people of color, those need to go away now. And we don't need to focus on other countries for the things that we produce and we need. The racist behaviors of before, I see as anti-human rights. When government sees fit to say that dollars are more important than life, that is not conducive to human rights. And I see that China has never been conducive to human rights. And I almost think that this unhealthy addiction with a lack of respecting human rights on both the behalf of China and the United States is what's made them have a great business relationship over this period of time they've done this. But I think if America is to be truly great, the time to look to foreigners is over. And the time to eradicate ghettos in the United States is at hand. I wish to see all my African brothers, all my native brothers, no more reservations, no more ghettos, Hispanic, women, everyone that's been marginalized, always myself included. I want to see us all now included, doing exactly what it is we want to do, not being told what we will do. Okay? No one's going to be told that they're leaf blowers anymore, or that they're just going to be babysitters or whatever, okay? Whatever a human being wants to do in this country, they're going to do. It's now going to be all hands on deck, respectful of each and every single one of us that calls us ourselves an American. Together with all hands on deck in this way, we will eradicate ghettos in the United States. We will now do what I think a lot of you believe in the Bible. You believe in this verse, he who has been last shall now be first, and he who has been first shall now be last. Only in this way will America truly be great again. When this is the way, all hands on deck, everyone doing exactly what they want to do in this country to be successful and be treated with respect and honor, we will build what I call the red economy. The red economy will make healthcare the priority in this country. The red economy will build healthcare that is free for everyone in this country, all Americans. And it will be world-class healthcare. When we perfect this and we promote this globally, and this is our foundation to rebuild our broken now economy, we can then turn to looking to going back to the green economy, which will heal the earth. These are the things that now must be done in order to rebuild this nation. I ask that everyone put aside the racism that has always dictated everything in this country, and every American be allowed to express themselves to their fullest capacity, to show their unique and beautiful divine gifts with no obstruction. This will give way to the red economy, and when we perfect that, we will show that we are truly a great nation. We can all be proud of a nation that includes every single one of us with respect and honor and builds a healthcare system the world has never seen. One that can combat this pandemic and more with a smile. This is what I call to all Americans to consider and work towards. Bickering, conserving are ways of the past. They are not conducive to human rights. However, inclusion, respect, rolling up our sleeves and rebuilding so that this never happens again, these should be the priorities of every human being on this planet right now. When we've perfected the green economy, we will then turn our attention to the wet markets, illegal and otherwise, that provide these vectors against mankind. We will create a unified global military force that will stamp out any and all illegal markets that provide vectors. This will be our next unification measure. In that regard, we can then again reach each other globally for the good of the existence of all mankind. Puppet organizations like the World Health must be pushed aside and resources geared into a global organization that will stamp out wet market pathogens. These are the things that will happen in the immediate future for this country to rebuild, to be strong, and to be great. As of today, though, as we gasp with our last gasp of air, our last breath as mankind, we must instate a state of martial law, instill a state of martial law. We have to have every single state be shut down and everyone be locked inside to starve the virus. I want bumper stickers on every single car to read, "No more hosts." This virus requires a host to survive. My new campaign, and that of every one of us as human beings, needs to be no more hosts. We must quarantine the healthy, keep them away from the infected, quarantine the infected. Those that will die, unfortunately, will die. Those that will live will be still quarantined and studied to make sure they cannot reinfect either themselves or others. This will be done as we also work genius minds for multiple angles on different vaccines. As the work happens for the vaccines, and we quarantine and starve the virus of anywhere to go, we will have no more hosts to feed it, no more lives for it to eat. We have the National Guard in every city now to make sure citizens stay at home in a humane and American way. but with tear gas if needed, if anyone can't follow the rules. When we quarantine this way, we can eradicate. When the numbers go down and the medical staff is not overburdened and overwhelmed, we can then apply vaccines that have then been developed. This has to be our immediate strategy with no waiver and no floundering, no giving in to any party. As of right now, the primary concern is life. Dollars, economy, may exist to serve life if life focuses on itself and exists right now. I will remind everyone who is in love with having an economy over lives that if all the lives disappear, there's no such thing as an economy. There has to be people to enjoy an economy. It is supposed to be an enhancement of life, not a replacement for it. All people of the world, I hope you listen to my words. Some of you will want to say, who is this nobody? Who is this guy? I'm simply a human being that loves all life on earth, like others have before me. And I ask for all those who love life now, who want it to continue and thrive into the future, to take this opportunity to reverse the things that we have done that have brought us to this brink. Heed my words. Let's do what I suggest. Let's get through this. And let's make the things that have gotten us to this point bad memories of the past that will never, ever be repeated ever again. My dear human beings, mankind, I say this because I love you and I don't want you to die. There has to be a new thinking now. Not one that violates human rights but respects them all in both China's country and the United States country. We have to clean our own house before we can go clean the house of our neighbors. So now this opportunity has been given by whatever force of nature. So let us now use this opportunity to do what should have always been done. Thank you. God bless.